organizations. So there are a number of community-based organizations that are non-governmental organizations or charitable organizations or the voluntary organizations. But we are talking about CBOs in livelihood promotion context. Okay? So here I thought it will be interesting for us to just spend a few minutes to talk about, because we talked about these CBOs being business entities. Okay. Now, what are the business entities that you are familiar with? There are, I'm sure, a lot of business organizations that you are aware of. Not really? Huh? Yeah.
What we call intelligence level. Something organization.
Food processing, okay. So some kind of village industries, rural industries, okay. Any other business entities that you are familiar with in your country or wherever?
Sales promotion. Sales promotion.
Okay. Sales promotion. Yeah. Sure. Whenever you call something a business entity, what does it mean? What's the objective? What is the objective of a business entity? Income. Okay. Anything more specific? Profit. Yeah. Echo in the moment before people are frozen. Profit. Okay. Now, when we talk about, so a business entity means it is there to make profit. Okay. Yeah. So, can you name some entities which are profit making that you are familiar with?
Canteens.
Village canteens. Village canteens. It need not be in the village, anywhere. What are the entities that are?
KFC, McDonald's.
KFC, she is only familiar with the foreign brands. Okay. So the Kentucky Fried Chicken, the McDonald's. So the so-called companies, right? Big companies. So there are companies. Yeah? Companies or corporations. Okay. There might be also, would you call the banks as profit-making organizations? Yeah?
Commercial banks.
Yeah, commercial banks, yes. Banks. What are the other? Yes, go ahead. Bima. Insurance companies, yeah, sure. So the insurance companies. Anything else?
Young Farmers Club for production. Young Farmers Club.
Can?
Farmers Club for production.
Which are involved there also for profit. Yeah, in fact, I am actually coming to that issue that when we talk about a business entity and the objective of any business entity being income generation or more importantly profit, okay, I thought it will be interesting for us to understand, okay, in terms of just to kind of go into a little bit of that. So, if we are talking about, we talked about NGOs, right? What are their objectives generally?
Non-profit making.
So they are basically non-profit. Okay? And then the rest of them, okay, are, we talked about companies plus others. What are their objectives? Profit. Okay? Now, so we have two types of organizations, generically speaking. For-profit organizations, which are McDonald's, they serve this American food, the junk food, the Kentucky Fried Chicken, or whichever other company that you can think of, Starbucks, in continuation of that. There are many multinational companies. You can think of Microsoft, you can think of, okay, any number of Philips, and all kinds of brands, financial institutions, whether it is American Express or Citibank, or in India the State Bank of India, or the Corporation Bank, or there are, and the Tatas in India, for example, big companies. Okay, so if NGOs are not for profit, or we have also used the word charitable, okay, and the companies and other types of organizations being for profit, where would you put the CBOs involved in livelihood promotion?
Mixture of both.
Huh?
Mixture of both.
Mixture of both? Huh? But you are thinking good. Huh? Thinking is important for clarity. Where will you put, yes my friend Venkateshan, where will you put the CBOs? And here CBOs are, we are many times we are talking about they being self-help groups, they being farmers groups, or farmers clubs, or they being cooperatives, okay, all kinds of etc. Okay, so where would you place them? Okay, so the CBOs engaged in livelihood promotion, what do you think? Hello? Huh?
Because the purpose of the CBO is to
Uh-huh.
improve the
So she says profit, what is your opinion? Is the CBO engaged in livelihood promotion, is it for profit or not for profit? What is it? What do you think?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
What I feel, there is a wide gap between income and profits. These organizations, community-based organizations, are working for earning income rather than profit.
Income means the income has some components in it, right? It's not
For livelihood, no, sir. Not for aiming for building a big house and all.
Yeah. No, you have a good point. There is something called profit and there is something called profiteering. Okay? That means profiteering or profit maximization. Okay? At any cost, it doesn't matter if the environment goes to dogs, I don't care. If people die because of smoking, I don't care, I still produce cigarettes. If people die of alcohol, they have heart problems, I don't care, I still produce Johnny Walker liquor. Okay. So that is profiteering or profit maximization. But the CBOs are not coming, the farmers or the villagers are not coming there for song and dance. They are coming for some gain, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what do you think? Are they CBOs that are engaged in livelihood promotion? Are they for profit or for charitable purpose? Profit. What do you think?
Coffee is also charitable purpose.
Okay. No, but they are helping each other. That is, you can treat that as charitable. But keeping that aside, ultimately they want to gain, right? Huh? And they are going through this pain of being part of a CBO to have that gain. As we always say no, there is no gain without pain. Huh? So we are going through this process so that we gain something from this process. Okay? So can we, unless you have very serious disagreement, can we say that these CBOs are profit oriented? Okay? Because ultimately they come together and form their own cooperative or collective. We call that farmers collectives to gains from that. Okay? So they are an interesting part of the equation. That's why maybe if you are looking at it slightly differently, you may look at it like this. So you look at it at one end, not for profit, okay? At another end, you look at for profit, and this is where our CBOs are. Okay? So if you have worked with the cooperatives, you must be familiar with the term.
The cooperative, it must be incorporated in their bylaws, constitution and bylaws that this organization is to engage in this and
Yes. Every organization must define its objects. Yeah, absolutely. And these are called the mutual benefit organizations. Okay? So, in a way, if you want, if there is another color pen, I would draw a line and say, these organizations, okay, are not for profit because they get some grants and they do some charitable work, okay, or they do some work in the nature of public good, okay, and so there is no, they are not the same. The people who are giving the money and the people who are gaining from that money are not the same, okay. So there are donors and there are recipients, okay. So that is why they are not-for-profit or charitable organizations. And someone mentioned about trusts or society, different countries will have different legal forms. But the mutual benefit organizations, they are there to make profits, period. But what happens to the profit? That is the interesting question. Huh?
benefits to all the
Sorry?
members. With benefits to all the members.
Very good. So if there is profit, all benefit. If there is a loss,
All loss.
All benefit.
all benefit. If there is a loss, all will share it, or all will bear it. Now this is where there is an interesting, by the way, in the for-profit, the rules of the game are very clear. There is someone who is called a shareholder, okay, or called an investor, okay. And then if the profit comes in a for-profit, what happens? In the for-profit, in let's say in a company, if the profit comes, who will get the profit? Yeah, so the people who own the company, okay, the people who use the services of the company or the products of the services need not be the people who own the company, okay. But here, the people who own the company are also are the people who are using the services of the company, okay. The relationship is unique. They are owners and users. Okay? So they are not just owners, they are also users. So here, if the profit is this much, the entire profit goes to owners. If there is a loss, who will get it? Huh?
Shareholders.
The shareholders will bear the loss. But in this particular case, the profit is distributed in two different ways. Can you guess how the profit gets distributed in mutual benefit organizations? Okay? Huh? Patronage. Yes? So, there are two interesting ways in which, by the way, in the cooperative principles, I think participation we put, but one principle that we kind of didn't discuss very much is that one person, one vote. Now that we are talking about benefit here, there are two ways in which the profit of that CBO or that membership based organization gets distributed. Which are the two ways? Yes? Dividend. So, in the mutual benefit organization or in a CBO, each member has given some share, right? So they get some kind of a dividend or bonus on the, they get some reasonable, okay, return on their share. Okay? So that means they will ensure that they get at least 10 or 20% return on the share capital that they have put. But and as per their share, and normally the share is generally equal, it's not unequal. Most of the time, shareholding is almost equal among the members of a community-based organization. But now, having given, let us say for example, they got a profit of $100, okay? In the form of this reasonable return on the share of 10 or 15%, they have given 15 rupees, let us say, $15. So they have $85 left. What will they do with it?
Common savings.
Huh?
Common saving. Common pool. In certain percentage go back to the community.
So the interesting part here is that the remaining amount is given to the members based on their use of the services. And here I will take one example of milk cooperatives. Okay? Let us say if there are 50 members, let us say 100 members in a cooperative. Okay? All of them have put X amount of money, so they get a dividend for the milk, for the share capital. But the remaining money is given to them as per the use of the services of the cooperative, which is milk here. So let us say she poured 100 liters of milk, she poured 1000 liters of milk. So she will get the bonus as per her 100 liters, and she will get the share as per her 1000 liters. So in a cooperative or in a membership based organization, there are two principles simultaneously ensured. One, equality. That means they all are equal in a cooperative or in a membership based organization. So one person, one vote, and they also get some reasonable return on their share. The second, they are able to get the bonus based on the use of the services. Someone who poured 500 liters, so then he will get the bonus proportionate to his 500 liters. You poured 300 liters, you will get. So the profit at the end of the year is divided into two parts. Of course, there is some money kept aside for member education, for community development. But other than that, the remaining money is distributed in two parts. One part